Hi everyone. So in this particular video I will go through deployments. So we'll see what all things that we can do with Kubernetes deployment. I will take all the example like creating a deployment, setting resources, setting images, rollout, recording history, and how to expose the deployment and various a lot of other things as well. So let's get started. So what I do is I'll save the namespace deployment demo in a variable called n, and then I will create the namespace deployment demo. So the namespace has been created. Next what I do is I'll create a deployment named demo, and I will be using two images. There will be two containers, Nginx and Mongo, and I'm giving port as -1, which is basically expose the default ports, and I'm giving one replica of each container. So my deployment has been created. Name of the deployment is demo. We will just get the deployment. Okay, so it's not ready yet, 0 out of 1. So we will just do a watch on the pods. So pods are ready, 2 out of 2. So we will move forward, and we can next we can do is we can describe the deployment. So this is the command. So we can see more details when we do a describe. We can see namespace, or whenever it was created, all those things we can see. And moving forward, now what I'm doing, I'm scaling the deployment from one pod to two pod. So in earlier it was one pod two container, now it will be two pod and there will be two containers each. I'm scaling it to two replicas, so it's scaled. And we can see we can also do a record dash record. So it's been deprecated, but it's good for the moment, so it will be noted in the history like how it was scaled. So let me show you what it means. So if I do a rollout history, you can see how it was scaled. So that was recorded in the revision version. Next what we can do, we can do a watch again. So two pods are ready and two containers each. So there are two pods with two containers each. And next what I'm doing is I'm setting resources. So I'm increasing the memory and CPU limit request and the limits. So this is the format. So there are two containers. So if there are two containers, you have to specify dash containers and the name of the container Nginx. And I'm changing the request and the limits and CPU memory. This is the format. So I'll save it. I'll update that. So the resource requirements has been updated. Same way we can do for the other pod also. So there were earlier we gave Nginx, now we are giving Mongo. So I am changing the CPU and memory request and the limits. Request is the lower limit and dash limits is the upper limit. So we can do like this. Next what I am doing is we can also do output JSON. So when we do output JSON, all the parameters we can see in JSON format. So you can see here, like I'll just go up. So if I go up, you can see all the changes have been recorded, like record history, and for the Nginx container, the request and the limits, and similarly for the Mongo image, the request and the limits have been updated. So going to the next command. Next we can, of course, we can take a look at the YAML as well, which will be the same thing. And apart from that, we can set the environment variable as well. So for that we have to give the deployment name and the container, because we have two containers. So I'm setting an environment variable name username with the value equal to admin. And same if for the other container I am giving another environment variable MongoDB and value equal to production. Similar to that, we can do a set image. So this is basically to update the image directly. So since we have two containers, we have to give this format. So what I'm saying is update this deployment set image, and for the Nginx container, this is the new image version. So earlier it was like just Nginx latest. Now I'm setting it to a different image version. So it has been updated. Same I will do for Mongo as well. I'm setting it to a new image. So this is a handy way of directly updating the image. So we can see the YAML as well. So if I go here, I can see image has been updated, and same way for this one also, it has been updated. So going to next command. So next we can create a service account, and the name of the service account is demo SA. So we can directly set it through imperative command. So the command is set service account, then the deployment, the object type, the name of the deployment demo, and the service account name. So this has also been updated. We can also do edit. If we want to make some edit, we can directly run this command, and here we can see the service account. I'll just show you the latest change. So these were all the containers what we have set, and if I come down, you can see all the changes that I have made. All the changes are reflected in this YAML. We can directly observe it via the edit command, and you can see here the service account name has been updated and all the other changes are already there. So I'm making all the changes one by one, and it will open in default editor, which is Vim setup for this demo. So I will exit out, and next I am auto scaling the deployment, and I am saying that minimum should be 1, maximum replica should be 5, and the CPU percent is 80. If it goes over 80%, it will be going by 1 replica every time. So max 5 pods and minimum 1. So it will create an object called horizontal pod auto scaler. We can take a look at that as well. So if I do a get, this is the object that has been created. And next is we can expose the deployment. So what we have to give is the service port and the target port of the container, and name of the service, I'm calling it Nginx service, and type is node port. So it will create a service Nginx service, and it will be exposing the Nginx deployment pod. Same way we can do for Mongo as well. So the default Mongo port is 2707, so I'm giving that, and target port is also same, and service type is node port. So both the pods are updated, exposed, and now I'll do a get service. So we can see there are two services, Mongo service and Nginx service, and they are on their respective port 2707 and 80, and then this separate node port. Next we will just get the URL to reach to that. So it should be within the same namespace, and the name of the service and the URL. So that is the Nginx service through the node port. I can do a curl, so we see the Nginx page. Next is same thing I'm doing for Mongo service, and for the Mongo service I'm getting the host part first, which is like 64.10, and this is the IP, and the port is will be 31590. I am getting the port 31590. It is same, you can see 31590 and that one. Next what I do is so because this is a Mongo service, I can do if the connection is open or not through nc command. I am giving host and port. So the port we can see it's open, and next I will just do some pod related operations. So I am taking the pod, one of the pods, there are two pods, so I am taking one pod in a variable. So there is a demo pod, and what we can do, we can exec into that pod. So I am saying container Mongo. So I'll run a Mongo shell. So you can see, because this is a Mongo container, I can run Mongo command. So it's inside MongoDB, all those things, right? So I can just exit out. So I exited out. Same way we can do for the curl through, I'm logging into the container Nginx and doing a localhost. So we can see the Nginx home page. Next we can check out the logs. So this is the format if we have two containers. So it will show the Nginx logs. Same way if you want to check the Mongo logs. So it is the Mongo logs. Next is we will copy a file from localhost to the container. So I have just created a file and I'm doing a cp command. So it's like kubectl cp Nginx file, and we have to specify the container Nginx and the path. It will be /tmp, the path where I want to copy. So pod name and the path. So it's been copied. We can check it out. So for the I'm again doing an exec into that, and standard in tty, and doing lsla of temp, and we can see the file which we have just copied. Same way we can do for a Mongo file as well. So Mongo file, I've created a test file and I'm copying it to Mongo container and same place, and we can check out the TMP, so we can see the Mongo file there. So let's see what else. So now we will just perform a cleanup. So this will show us like a delete part also, last deleting the deployment. So I am deleting the horizontal pods autoscaler first. It has been deleted. Next I am deleting the two services, Mongo SVC and Nginx SVC. Next I am deleting the deployment, and finally I can also I can delete the service account which I created for this demo, and last is the namespace, and that is also getting deleted. So that's all the objects that I have created and I've deleted it, so it's a part of cleanup. So that's it guys, this is like a demo on deployments, all the things that we can do. So I hope you like this particular video. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. See you, bye.